This podcast will fail. Mostly because nobody's going to listen to it. But you might prove me wrong. Who knows? Episode 33, and hello to you, dear friend. I don't know who you are. I don't know if anybody's listening. Well, I think somebody's listening. Hi there. If you're one of the 2 or 3 individuals that are picking up this podcast every single day, thank you very much. I hope that you are finding some value in what I choose to talk about every single day. I am just some guy. Who I am and where I am is completely irrelevant to the conversations that I have here with you and myself. I struggle a lot of times. Today's a day where I'm struggling. I've been sitting here for the last 6, 7, 8 minutes trying to really decide on what it is I want to talk about. And it's just a quiet day. There's not a lot to talk about. There's not a lot going on. Well, okay, there's a lot going on. Don't get me wrong. The world is nuts. People are nuts. But there's not anything in particular that is dominating my stream of consciousness today. So I'll just talk. We'll just talk and we'll have a conversation and we'll see if it's worth the time to invest in the conversation or not. I don't know. I am still very much enjoying just jumping in and talking for 20 minutes a day. Very much enjoying the now process that I have, locked in for my vaguely OCD rattled mind of editing and uploading and sending it on its way. And then I wake up in the morning and I look and peek and see what it looked like overnight. And there's 2 or 3 people there. So I think I'm struggling more and more with this concept of not engaging or not trying to get people to engage with the podcast. And I wonder if the 2 or 3 of you out there that are listening do so because of that, because it's not the same thing. It's not the subscribe now, grab the RSS feed, follow us on with, oh, Jesus Christ. and I don't know if that's part of the reason why, but I'm at a little bit of a encroaching crossroads here where I want to be able to ask you why, and I want to at least have some kind of feedback from an individual who finds this thing and hits the play button and decides it's worth listening to, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. It might not be the whole 20 minutes. I could be completely wrong on that too, because as I talk more and more to the podcast friends that I have in the real world, they tell me that, you're out of date, Gramps. You're not up with the times there, old man. People do listen to podcasts, and unless it's egregiously stupid up front, I apparently am told that younger folks do tune in and listen in. Here's the thing, I don't know that I'm talking to younger folks. I know that young friend Conrad, who is listening to this, I think. I don't know if he's still listening. I know he got a handful of episodes into season 1, and we're talking more about his podcast efforts right now than mine. But he's about 30, and he says that about 30-year-old people do invest that 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. I can't see how everybody would invest the full 20 minutes and certainly not a full hour into this every single day. But I don't know. I have no illusions. I'm hopeful. I would love for this thing to do more and be more and experience more and talk to people more. I miss talking to people. I think that's one of the things I'm sort of struggling with here is I am this island unto myself, and there is this glimmer that I could reach more people, but I just can't believe that it is going to be worth the effort involved. I've spent so many years trying to get people involved and being successful to varying degrees. But I'm not going to rehash all of season 1 right now. What am I, 5 minutes into this thing, and I haven't even talked about anything substantive other than my own griping and worrying and wondering about what's happening with this particular podcast. I think that there's more. I think that young Mr. Conrad is aiming to push me to be more engaging with potential listeners. I feel it. I think he's trying to drag me out of that shell. So we'll see. I don't know. I want to get another another solid 20 episodes into season 2 here. I know that there's more interesting stuff, and the world is nuts, as I said at the beginning. You could talk about politics. You could talk about the state of the viral pandemic, which is getting worse this week. You could talk about, I don't know, any given news story. I don't know, grab a phone and look at the news feed and talk about something. But I don't, oh my God, I'm so lost, and I don't know where I want to go next. There's options, there's things I could talk about. I just don't, they're not dominating my attention right now. They're there. I read the news. I check my news feed, my Google news feed that I've got custom tailored to the things I want to hear. Politics and science and a little bit of entertainment, but not too much. I don't really give a crap what celebrity said what today or who wore what dress. What the hell do I care? But I don't have any, oh my God, did you see this thing type of stuff to talk about. So again, it kind of pushes the whole thing into the self-fulfilling prophecy that this thing will fail because I don't even have anything interesting to talk about. Maybe I do. Maybe you do. And we just have to figure out a way to get that conversation started in a way that doesn't take away from the spirit and the intent of this thing, right? I don't really know. I know this season I want to talk about people, and I've had a couple of good interactions with people recently that that made me feel better about stuff and made me feel better about people, because generally people are either great or they suck. That's been my experience, and people obviously make a lot of judgments about other people just on a quick glance, just on all of those demographics that people hold biases against. I try not to. I really do. I really try not to judge someone based on a few short, scant observations of them. I hope that people don't judge me that way, right? I'm a golden rule kind of dude, right? Treat others as you would want to be treated. Try to go down the... Oh, God, with the freaking yawning. Oh, I'm so old. Oh, Jesus Christ, stop yawning. Try to go down the road of giving everybody a fair shake. Let them demonstrate and show me who they are. I'm not always successful, right? I could tell you just a few minutes ago, I guess if I need something specific to talk about, I wanted to believe in this individual. Doesn't work for me. Works on another part of the company that we're trying to share some of the work between our two departments, and they're trying to jump in and help out with some of the stuff that we have to do. All right, cool. I got this guy. I've seen him around the office all the time, right? And it was easy for me to make a couple of quick prejudgments about the guy based on my observations of him. Super chill looking guy, right? Carries himself with an air of aloof, sort of, yeah, whatever, man, kind of vibe about him. See him park sometimes in the parking lot, and the front window of his car is blowing smoke like a chimney stack, but it's clearly, vape smoke. I gotta give him a name. Crap. I don't have a name. I gotta. I was just watching a thing last night with Star Trek, and one of my favorite Star Trek characters ever was Q. I was watching a thing with actor John Delancey. So I'm gonna call this magic man Q. All right, that's who I'm gonna call today. So again, I've not really had too many one-on-one interactions with this guy, with this Q, and yesterday it became obvious that when he was doing some of the work for us and helping our department, he screwed it up pretty good and actually put us in a tough position with a couple of things that he did wrong. So again, here we go. I have this preconceived notion of who he is based on my observations of him. Seems like, just sort of a chill, almost got like I can't even say like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It's not that. It's because he's not like outgoing. He's not boisterous. He doesn't say much of anything to much of anybody. He keeps to himself. He does his thing. He saunters along, goes out to his car on his break and smokes it up like Puff the Magic Dragon, and stuff like that can lead you to believe that this individual may be a stoner, right? Not to put, I guess, don't beat around the bush, just freaking say it. This guy comes off as possibly being a stoner, right? And I have a hard time believing that that's the case. Well, here's the thing. He dispelled my preconceived notions of him big time today. And just a little while ago, within the last hour here. Like, I'm telling you right now, it is 1:25 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Just had this interaction with young Mr. Q, probably 36 minutes ago. In the last half hour, I had gone through and pulled some reporting and looked at some numbers to show the people out there that got it wrong, and sent that off to his supervisor. It's just normal course of business. Hey, can you please coach your person on this and whatever. So here's what he did. He came to my desk. He came directly to my desk, and he engaged with me and said, hey, just wanted to ask you a quick question. Well, guess what? First of all, I was not prepared for the intelligent, articulate voice that all of a sudden spoke to me in very crisp, clear, concise language. That was a little like, oh, yeah, sure. Hey, what can I do for you? And he said, I wanted to just make sure that I understand how to do this correctly for you guys. I don't want to get it wrong. Okay. Again, my assumptions are being dismantled right now. And that's on me, right? In the span of 8 seconds worth of conversation, this individual has completely torn apart my assumptions. And that was okay. So I said, sure. And he said, can you pull up, one of these orders and show me how to do it right? He says, because I think, and what my supervisor just told me was this. Is that correct? So, okay, yeah. Pull it up real quick on my screen and show him and say, yeah, it's this. He goes, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I was under the wrong impression, and someone had told me to do it this way, so I didn't know that was... Wow, man. Like, it took all of that 30 seconds of interaction for me to find myself put in my place and shown, hey, you can't make that kind of assumption about somebody just because they look like a couldn't care less, easygoing, laissez-faire, stoner, whatever, right? Just because. And it's almost like to the point where I can honestly say I would have thought or made an assumption that when this dude walked up to my desk, I probably would have smelled weed on him. Or at least like those, last carrying vestiges of I managed to cover it up kind of weed. Instead, to be honest with you, he smelled like Ivory soap. He smelled extremely clean. Just to be 100% open and honest with you. Yeah, I was taken aback, and that makes me stop and go. You like to think, Mr. Just Some Guy, that you are some kind of open-minded and everybody's is great. You like to think that's you, but here you are. You just found yourself being shown that you can get it wrong too, and I guess that is that is a message that we all need, and we need to be open to. It's not just that we need to be told and shown when we're wrong. We need to be open to that feedback. We need to be willing to hear when somebody tells us that we've gotten it wrong. And I don't think a lot of us are. And I know I am now, sitting here and looking at it and thinking about it. I know that I am willing to be told when I'm wrong. I don't have an ego to be bruised. And I think I've talked about that in the past. Self-deprecation is a thing for me. I don't mind being told I'm a jackass. I don't mind being told I'm an idiot. I don't mind, nobody wants to be told that they're fat and ugly, but, my wife seems to think I'm cute. She's been with me for 27, almost 28 years now. But if you're not willing to be shown that your assumptions and your preconceived notions are wrong, you're not going to grow. You can't grow. How do you grow if that's what you're going to do is be static and be stuck in your ways? You've got to be willing to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. My interaction with young Mr. Q here today was a mile marker, and was one of those moments that I need to capture going forward and do a better job of capturing and being better prepared to look at people with more of an open mind than I have in the past. It makes me wonder too, like, what do people think of me when they see me? Who is this guy? Looks like he's got a stick up his ass. He looks mad about something. I've been told that enough times in my adult life that I look like I'm mad. I'm not. I'm not mad. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm blank face. This is empty vessel you're looking at right now. I don't have any anger, but I'm sure that I've been in a position where people have made judgments and assumptions about me too. So, if I want people to have the right impression of me, I open up my mouth and I say the things I say, and I do the things I do to demonstrate who I am, and that's all well and good. I shouldn't be waiting for people to do that in order for me to give them benefit of the doubt. This guy today was not a stoner. He didn't deserve to be labeled as a stoner. Intelligent, articulate individual who made an honest mistake because he wasn't given the right information about how to do the job. And going forward, he's all in. He's willing to help. He's somebody you can be counted on. So challenge your own assumptions, my friends. Be ready and willing and open to listen. Okay, I think that is good for today. I appreciate any time you spent with me listening to this here talk on this here podcast, and wherever you are, I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good one.